Yes, people. Hope everyone is good. I don't usually do these pre-match, but I had something cancelled because of the weather. So I decided to hop on and give you guys a quick video today. And the main talking point for the game versus Rotherham, which is what we're going to talk about, is us and our, I guess, selection. Because we have selection, we have a lot of players playing well, which creates selection dilemmas for Dino Farke. And that's it for me, because in this game, it's one of them games in the Championship where, respectful, obviously, of the opponents, and you have to come and do the basics in every one of these games, without a doubt. Your ability should be enough to beat Rotherham, with respect. Bottom of the league, we're third in the league, we're looking to get promoted to the Premier League, they're looking to stay in the league. With the money we have and with the players we have, we should be staying up. We should be staying up. We should be beating these, and it should be a comfortable win. It's one of them games where you have to go there, do the job, score some goals, and come home. You also have to learn from that. And the way in which we're going to learn from it is by understanding potentially different kind of, not style, but some different players in different positions and how that'll work. I'll show you that now. Again, as I said, it's important for me as a team and a part of a team environment that in every game you're always kind of knowing or learning something about the way you play, a certain person in position in the pitch, a certain attribute of a player, different position, can they play there? You have to keep learning, that is important. And again, the two learning points, one is getting through these games that are perceivably easy in the eyes of the fans to win. They're not, but they are, they should be. In the eyes of the fans and in the eyes of everyone, this should be a win for Leeds. About getting over them barriers. That's what makes you kind of up there. You don't slip up in these games. And the second one is this, and that's the team sheet. Now, looking at this, you can see here the green, and again, I know people telling me Pascal's fit, so we'll take him out in a sec. But if you're looking at this team as a whole and the depth we have in each position, good depth, by the way. I've not done kind of third string players here. I've done competent players in each position who I believe can impact the game. It's quite ridiculous. If we look at the game tomorrow, obviously, I believe Strauch is still out. Is he? I can't remember, but we'll presume he is. We will also presume Dan James is. But Strauch is on the bench. That's another option. We'll go with this. You look at the back now. Obviously, you've got Cooper and Creswell who are competent at this level against Rotherham. It should be a decent game for them. But it's looking like this, right? It's looking like Ampadu Rodon. And if I'm being honest, people, I'll say this right now. Even if Strauch's back, I don't think he comes in straight away. That's testament both to the partnership of Ampadu and Rodon, and also testament to the fact that you don't need to rush him back with an injury like he's had. You need to be careful with it. You don't want a reoccurrence. You need to be careful. So if he is back, happy to be on the bench against Rotherham. I think we can get through it with what we've got personally. So no need to risk that. Let him come back to full fitness, full sharpness before he plays, in my opinion. So I think we'll go with this. And again, look at the depth. I know Archie Gray, I'll take him out there. He's not yellow, he's green right now. And as you can see him at right back. We've got this here. Now, the problem is this right back position. And I get it. Because for me, does Connor Roberts come in? Does Archie Gray get dropped? The two questions there, and I've got two answers. Does Robert come in? I'm not sure. Again, maybe too early. Given the way he's been training, he's been coming to the pre-match of games and training. I've got a feeling he might play. Then you're thinking, well, who do we drop? We've been seeing snippets of Archie Gray playing midfield recently. But what I'm going to say right now, just to clarify everything, Archie Gray is undroppable right now in this team. He's been phenomenal. Whether you play him at right back or centre back, the attributes of the player are consistent throughout, no matter where he plays, no matter what position that's in. So he's playing in midfield. For me, it's going to be Roberts at right back, potentially. Now, and again, we'll do left back in a sec. So this is the problem. Do you bring Roberts come in, who was one of the best right backs in the league last season under Vincent Kompany in Burnley, won the league easily? I think you do. I think it's time now. I think he's had over a week so to be around the squad. He's been pretty much warm-ups, almost preparing him for this situation. I'm presuming he's coming in. Now that leaves the question, who do you take out of midfield? Now again, we've got no Ampadu in there because of Pascal Strauch. I don't think he starts straight away. I think there's no need to do that. But Leicester coming up soon, the thoughts I know Farke's mind will be to that game, players to beat Rotherham in this game. For me, you cannot drop Gruev in that 6. I think he's been unbelievably good in the last, since he's come in. I think it's a slightly different profile to Ampadu, but they play a similar role, if that makes sense, different attributes. I think Ampadu is quicker off the ball. I think Ampadu covers space differently to Gruev. Gruev's quite straight line in the way he tackles and the way he defends, whereas Ampadu's always tracking the runners and looking for that space. So you take out Kamara, don't you? And Kamara, let's be real, Kamara's gone under the radar this season a lot of the time for Leeds United, in terms of I think he's doing better than people suggested. But there's certainly a shout that Batch Gray coming in midfield and how well he's been playing, he is undroppable. And I think Gruev's also undroppable. I think Kamara has not been playing at a level where he's undroppable. Playing at a good level. But recently, maybe the last 2 games, just a little bit of maybe 2-3% of his levels dropped. And that's fine. Every player in this entire team will have that this year at some point. Ampadu had a little stretch. He did. Rodon had maybe 1 or 2 games. Byram, I can look at them all. They've all had little periods where they've not been at their maximum. But the good thing about this, and this is so important, the good thing about this, if they're not at their maximum, you have a player who can just step in. That's what's key. Say, and this is just an example, this is not true, this is just a wild example. Say Kamara was playing at a level where he wasn't good enough and he wasn't performing. It's not that guy who can come in and take your place. There's no threat to Kamara to improve. He's going to play every week. But when you've been pushed by a young man or anyone to be at the level you should be at, that creates good competition, healthy competition. And if the kind of temperament, the attitude of all the players and all the squad is right, and they want to fight for each other, but also want to play, you create good competition in a good environment full of respect. And you saw that after each game. Look at the celebrations. Look at the way in which they're enjoying each other when they celebrate. Where Nonto's come through this tough period and is now kissing to the fans and banging the badge and really letting his passion out in the celebrations. Great to see. And I think this is good. If this happens to Kamara, again, I'm not sure if it will, but then if it doesn't, simply Roberts doesn't play, Gray stays at right back, Kamara stays in. It was something similar. But if Roberts did come in, for example, which I think is very close to being, maybe not this game, but I presume maybe he would, you're almost looking there at Gray in that 8 role, that box-to-box that Kamara plays, and the question is, can he play as effective Kamara? You're not asking if he's been playing as well as Kamara, because Achbe has been playing fantastic. Can he do that particular role as well as Kamara? It's good competition. And Kamara will like it. He'll understand, just like Joe Perreault, just like Pascal Strout, just like Dan James. Everything's a competition. You're all mates, but at the end of the day, if you're not performing at 100%, if you're 98%, you've got a guy performing at 100%, it's a manager decision to make. Either way, good depth, and I like this. Look, obviously you've got Jorginho up there, Mateo Joseph won't be in the squad, Anthony won't be in the squad, and you're looking at this, again, that is dangerous. And you're looking at these players on the bench with Glenn Kamara, Pascal Strout, Dan James, really, those 3. Joel Perreault as well. Those 4 who played a lot of games this season, who have been excellent for the most part. Obviously, Perreault's had on and off times, but James, Strout and Kamara particularly have been excellent this season. Have to really perform to get in the squad. There's no right answer in terms of, I've seen people say, oh, how can fans say Strout doesn't get in the squad? That's not a negative, people. It's a positive. And just in terms of, if we do that as well. Ridiculous, right? Mental. But it's good competition. Thought as well. You could also maybe see a Byram in there instead of Roberts, if that's potential. I don't know, we'll see. Bench now, look at the bench. That's ridiculous. And it's not saying that Ampadu's better than Strout at centre back. It's not saying Strout wasn't doing unbelievably well before he was injured. It's saying we have the quality and quantity in this side to fit positions from players that have been injured. It's good. There's nothing bad about it. Can't gatekeep an opinion based on whether a player gets back in. When they've both been good, it's quite simple. Both of them have done very well. You could argue for both. It's a fair argument either way. You could argue that Stroud comes back in. He's been excellent. He's our captain, and we want Ampadu in midfield. That's fine. That's the case. Ampadu goes in midfield. What do you do here? Do you play these two? I don't think Daniel Farke will. So then you're potentially putting Gray in there, and you're dropping Gruev, right? Who's been excellent again. All these other ways, obviously, Gray goes back to right back. Ampadu comes back in, and it's Gruev. Or Gruev comes back out. Kamara comes back in. But again, you're dropping Gruev. It's so much different ways in which you can figure this out, and that's why I love it, and that's why it's so good to have a team full of players that are playing at a level where if one comes out, another one comes in and does a good job, and it makes it difficult for that person to come back in. Daniel James has been excellent this season. Arguably one of our best players. Top 3 or 4 for me. He's been excellent. But if Willian Onto plays against Rotherham and the game after, and he's playing well consistently, and he keeps scoring goals, Farke is, believe me, he's not just going to say, right, James, you're in. He'll say, right, got a competition here. And again, a lot of this will be based on training as well. You have to clarify that. You're presuming they're both at a level up here in training. That's a real decision for Daniel Farke. It is. It's good competition, people. It's excellent competition. Whichever way he fixes it tomorrow, I'm all right with. Because all the players in each position are good and they're all going to win us the game. They're all capable of it. So yeah, that's the real thing for me. I know a bit of a long dialogue, but hope you enjoyed it. Just a bit of a chat. Let me know what you guys think. This is a good competition. This is a good conversation. Sorry, I really enjoy it. There's no wrong answer, by the way. People in the comments, don't say you can't say this. You can. They're all good. They've all been good. We won 6 in a row about Strauch. But when he wasn't in the team, it didn't affect us in terms of winning football games, right? We have an unbelievable competent centre-back partnership in Rodon and Ampadu, as well as Rodon and Stroud, who are also equally as excellent. There's no losers. These guys have to work hard to get back on the team because we have depth and we have good competition in this defensive area. Very good competition. Good to see for me. Only positive. And it's about everyone up in their level. It makes the team better. Well, I don't know what you guys think. I appreciate the support as usual. Please do that. And comment. This one's, I like comments in this one. Reply to them all in this one, I promise. This is a good conversation. I like this conversation. But yeah. Good team have these problems, people. It's good to see. About time. Yeah, let me know what you guys think. Appreciate the support. See you in a bit.